Every 7 minutes, an American dies of a drug overdose. The victim in this case was brutally murdered, stabbed approximately 100 times by multiple gang members before he was shot in the head. 3 more MS-13 gang members who are in this country illegally. We will be reviewing them to see if we will seek the death penalty. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing guns, and especially violence to our country. And under Donald Trump's presidency, that has stopped.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to America First, your favorite channel where we put our country, our values, and our people first. If you're new here, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our updates. We've got a lot to talk about today, so let's dive in. Today, we're reacting to an incredible press conference by AG Pam Bondi, where she laid down the law and sent a powerful message that should resonate with every single American. She announced the arrests of 3 MS-13 gang members, all of whom were in our country illegally, and let me tell you, the details of this case will make your blood boil. But more importantly, it'll make you proud of law enforcement and the relentless pursuit of justice that still exists in this great nation. Let's break it all down.
Thank you, Sheriff. I feel like I'm back home being here in Broward. To our victims' families first, we met with them earlier. Thank you for being here, and we're so sorry. And as Sheriff Tony said, your victim was not just sitting there in a box of papers. They are a victim, and that's why they have spent a decade finding some of these people who have killed your loved ones. So we're very sorry for your loss, and I know you have to relive this, and thank you for being here today. So sorry you're going through this. Sheriff Tony, thank you for your relentless pursuit of justice in these cold cases. And these cases are never cold when it comes to law enforcement. And I want to also thank Hayden O'Byrne. Where's Hayden? Our acting U.S. Attorney for the Southern District, and Brett Skiles, our SAC for the Special Agent in Charge for the FBI, and to all the great men and women of the Broward County Sheriff's Office, for our Border Patrol agents, all of our agents who are here who have done so much to help. Thank you all to the men and women, especially of Broward, and our victims advocates, our interpreters who have helped with this case. It takes a lot of people to make these cases, and they're so very, very important. And today we're here to announce the arrest of 3 more MS-13 gang members who were in this country illegally, and they were in Florida, and we will be reviewing them. They've all been arrested for first-degree murder. We will be reviewing them to see if we will seek the death penalty. This has been a long-running investigation that started in 2015. The victim in this case was brutally murdered, stabbed approximately 100 times by multiple gang members before he was shot in the head. He suffered tremendously. And these indictments are a warning to all criminals. We don't care how long ago you committed the crime. We don't care where you go. We will find you, we will arrest you, and we will prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law. Gamez Maravilla was located in Lake County, Florida. Get ready for this. He was hanging drywall at the Villages when he was arrested. Bermudez Martinez was apprehended in Minnesota. Great police work by all of our federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies working together. Found this guy in Minnesota. He thought he got away with this crime, and he did not. Navarro Martinez arrested right here in North Lauderdale. They are charged with a brutal murder of a young man. One of these defendants sought him out, convinced him to come with him in his car, took him to a crime scene where they are all charged with violently stabbing him, almost like a game, to get a higher level in their gang initiation. They were all part of an MS-13, it's called CLIck, a clique that was living right here in Florida. They're not just a street gang, they are a highly organized terrorist organization. Last week in Virginia, you all saw, we arrested one of the worst MS-13 gang members. He was one of the top 3 leaders of MS-13 in our entire country. He was living right in Virginia, half an hour away from DC, in a nice apartment complex with normal neighbors, bicycles in yards. They are living among us because they think they can get away with this, and they cannot. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing guns, and especially violence to our country. And under Donald Trump's presidency, that has stopped. Every 7 minutes, an American dies of a drug overdose. Over 75,000 people die a year of fentanyl overdoses. More than 2 homicides an hour happen in America. We know there is so much more work to be done, and that's why we are all here fighting for victims of crime. These gangs are organized, they are terrorists, and look at these 3 guys. They thought they got away with it for almost a decade, but they did not. Thanks to the great men and women of law enforcement, they were found, they were arrested, and if convicted, they will never see the light of day again. More arrests are coming. If you are a gang member living in this country, I'd self-deport right now because we're coming after you. It's my honor today to introduce U.S. Attorney Hayden O'Byrne with the Southern District of Florida. Hayden, thank you and your team for your tireless work on everything that you've done to keep Florida safe, but also to keep our country safe by taking these terrorists off our streets.
First and foremost, let's talk about the victim in this case. This young man was brutally murdered in one of the most horrific ways imaginable, stabbed over 100 times and then shot in the head. This wasn't just a murder, it was a ritual killing as part of an MS-13 gang initiation. Think about that for a second. These animals, yes, I said it, these animals committed this heinous act to climb the ranks in their gang. It wasn't personal. It wasn't out of desperation. It was for status in their disgusting organization. And do you know how long this family had to wait for justice? Nearly a decade. A decade of grief, pain, and unanswered questions. But here's what I love about this story. Law enforcement never gave up. AG Bondi made it clear that there's no such thing as a cold case when it comes to the brave men and women protecting us. If you commit a crime in this country, justice will find you, whether it takes 10 days or 10 years. That's the kind of message we need to be sending to criminals everywhere. Now, let's talk about these arrests. One of these gang members thought he could escape justice by running to Minnesota. Another was found right here in Florida, hiding out in plain sight in North Lauderdale. And get this, the 3rd guy was arrested while hanging drywall at the Villages in Lake County, Florida. Can you believe that? These monsters think they can blend into our communities, live among us, and go unnoticed. Well, they thought wrong. This is why we need to back the blue. Folks, our law enforcement officers, local, state, and federal, work together to track these guys down. The FBI, Border Patrol, and the Broward County Sheriff's Office didn't stop until they put these criminals in handcuffs. And let me tell you, that's the kind of relentless pursuit of justice that makes me proud to be an American. AG Bondi didn't mince words during her announcement. She said, and I quote, "We don't care how long ago you committed the crime. We don't care where you go. We will find you. We will arrest you. And we will prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law." That's the kind of leadership we need in this country. No excuses, no apologies, just justice. Now let's talk about MS-13. This isn't just some street gang. As AG Bondi rightly pointed out, this is a highly organized terrorist organization. These people aren't just dealing drugs or stealing cars. They're bringing in weapons, trafficking drugs like fentanyl, and committing unspeakable acts of violence. They're tearing apart families, destroying communities, and they think they can do it without consequences. Well, guess what? Under President Trump's leadership, that kind of lawlessness was brought to a screeching halt. AG Bondi reminded us of that during her speech. She pointed out that under Trump's presidency, we took real action against gangs like MS-13. We secured our borders, cracked down on illegal immigration, and made it clear that America is not a safe haven for criminals. But let me ask you this. Why is it that the radical left is so silent on stories like this? Where are their tears for the victims of MS-13? Where's their outrage over the drugs and violence these gangs bring into our communities? Oh, that's right, they're too busy worrying about being politically correct and pushing open border policies that let these criminals waltz right into our country. It's disgusting. AG Bondi ended her announcement with a warning to all criminals, and I couldn't agree more with her message. If you're a gang member living in this country, turn yourself in now, because law enforcement is coming for you. And let me add this. If you're here illegally and you think you can break our laws without facing the consequences, think again. This is America. We are a nation of laws, and we will not let criminals run rampant in our communities. But here's the thing, folks, we can't do this alone. Our law enforcement officers need our support. They need funding. They need resources. And they need leaders who have their backs. Now, patriots, I want to hear from you. What do you think about AG Bondi's warning to criminals? What do you think about the arrests of these MS-13 gang members? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's have a discussion. And don't forget, if you love this country and you're tired of the left letting criminals get away with murder, literally, hit that like button, subscribe to America First, and share this video with your friends and family. Together, we can spread the truth and take our country back. Thank you for watching, patriots. Stay strong, stay proud, and as always, America First.